Today's First Alert afternoon weather update is brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.
Happy Wednesday afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Shaver here, live for our 2 p.m. First Alert weather live stream, live from the First Alert digital desk. I want to thank everyone for joining me here today as we take a look at that rain that is moving in here really throughout much of the morning, but even into this early afternoon. And then we'll continue to move in here over the rest of our afternoon into tonight. We also take a look at those cooler temperatures that are on the way, giving us that sort of fall-like preview of what's to come as we get here over the next couple of months. I want to thank everyone for joining me. If you want to ask any questions, head over to our Facebook page at WNEM TV5 News, and there I will try to answer any of the questions you might have about our weather. I will apologize in advance. I may miss your question. I don't always have the time to look over there, or maybe I'm busy with something else. So if I miss your question, I do apologize for that. And if you have any more you want to look up about our weather or the news in the local area, head over to our website, WNEM.com. That will be a good place to get some of that information. So we start off today's stream looking outside at our camera overlooking downtown Saginaw. What we see is there was some light rain. Maybe it's stopped at this point, just maybe more of a mist if anything is falling. Again, it's going to come in and out throughout much of our Wednesday as this line develops in front of a cold front that is moving itself in here in this early afternoon. We'll take a look at some other locations across the region right now, starting off in our second location in Birch Run, where it doesn't look like you've gotten much rain there. Again, I'm not going to count out some light stuff falling, but you're definitely going to have that chance to see some rain. And then down to downtown Flint, you may have gotten some light rain here in this early afternoon, but doesn't look like anything too wet has fallen from the sky there just quite yet, but it is on its way. It will get there as we get over the next couple of hours. Now we come back to our sky tracker, and what we see is that rain is stretching across much of the state. Actually, I'm going to zoom out real quick and just show that this is all ahead of a cold front. That cold front right now sitting just probably over Lake Michigan on the western side of the state. So most of this rain is actually falling just ahead of that cold front, but we can see much of the state having that chance of rain as we get through this afternoon. And as we just took a better look, sort of remove that cloud cover on Pinpoint Doppler, we can see the most consistent areas of rain definitely north of the bay right now, and then out towards 127. So you can expect, if you live in the region today, you're going to see some rain with this line. I don't think it's going to be the heaviest rain. You'll get some consistent rain through a shorter period of time, but it is there as we get over the next couple of hours. Now let's take a look at our temperatures. What we're seeing is areas that have had the rain a little bit earlier in the day, you're just a little bit cooler right now. Lower 60s in West Branch and Houghton Lake at 62. You're getting Gladwin at 66, Midland at 66. Those are areas that haven't gotten the most rain, but that's going to obviously be an area that sees some rain. Mount Pleasant at 63. And then as you move to the east, areas that have had some sun today, a little bit drier. You're looking at Lapeer at 81, Port Sanilac, Harbor Beach at 77 and 78. Saginaw has had some cloud cover here and some light rain, so temperatures have dropped maybe just a little bit. And won't get as warm as maybe those areas out to the east. 72 in Saginaw, 72 in Owasso. Flint, getting lucky, getting up into those upper 70s at 77. When we look at our dew points at rain, is sort of bringing in some moisture in the atmosphere, giving us a little bit of that stickiness with it. You got lower 60s in the areas that have had some rain, and then those 50s, a little bit drier as you move to the east here on this Wednesday. Now, in terms of winds, it has been breezy. This is typically what we see ahead of a cold front. When we start to get a low pressure system obviously nearby, that's north of us, just north of the Upper Peninsula, and then this cold front stretching across the state. We usually see winds pick up. They're mostly out of the south-southwest at right now 10 to 20 miles per hour. I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing wind gusts up to 25. Let's actually see if I can pull up our wind gust map real quick to see if we're seeing any higher wind gust with this cold front getting closer in that low pressure system. If it will load for us real quick. That is not what I'm looking for. Maybe this will help us. So yeah, as you can see, moving east ahead of that cold front, you're definitely seeing wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour possible. So definitely a breezy day here on this Wednesday. Again, it doesn't surprise us. Typically when we have, again, that low pressure system and a cold front, you're going to see winds increase just as we get pressure differences across the state. You're getting temperature differences. You just sort of get that recipe of a windy day like today. Now, as we look towards the rest of our afternoon, we're going to continue to hold into rain chances probably through about 9 to 10 p.m. especially if you live in Saginaw, Flint, Bay City, Midland. By 9 p.m., those rain showers should move out, but we're going to have cloudy skies through the night. And it probably isn't our only rain chance this week. It looks like we're going to have another chance on Friday. Now, if you live out east towards Huron, Sanilac, Tuscola counties, as we get over the next couple of days, you're definitely going to see, next couple of days, but next couple of hours through the night into tomorrow morning, you may see that rain linger just a little bit longer into the night. So it is a good rain. It's nice to see some rain. I don't know how much it's going to impact our drought. Obviously, drought gets updated tomorrow. This rain won't be on the next drought update. If there's any impact, it'll be on the next couple updates. Now, looking towards the next couple of days, I did want to look at our cloud cover for Thursday for anyone that maybe has plans to get out and about for your Thursday. And you will have some sun at times. It's not going to be a totally overcast day. Do have, again, some moisture there that's going to help create some cloud cover in the atmosphere. But the sun is going to try to shine through and give us that sunshine, especially in the early afternoon through that midday time period. Might be your best chance to catch the sun if you are going to be out and about for our Thursday. Now, 10-day temperature trends right now. Going to be cooler. We're looking at 60s for tomorrow all the way through Monday. But if you're someone that's been looking for maybe a stretch of 70s, we're going to get that. We're not going to totally hold on to fall quite yet. Into next week, some warmer air starts to move us back closer to average for this time of year. Average, again, is at 77, 78, and that will drop to the 60s sooner rather than later as we get through the month of September. So again, I want to thank everyone that's come in to chat and anyone that is watching. We are going to take a quick break. Once I come back from that break, we're just going to look at a couple things for the next couple of days. Again, some more rain chances as we head through Friday, and again, a fall-like weekend that lays ahead for us across much of the region. Welcome back, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Shaver here, again live for our 2 p.m. First Alert Weather live stream. I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. I'm quickly going to start this off looking at our foliage stress. So we've had drought, and what drought can do is it can cause our foliage to maybe change colors or just fall off the trees a little bit earlier than our typical foliage change. So this map is from Explore Fall. If you want to go look at any of their products, head over to explorefall.com. We'll have more information on our website on the foliage forecast here in the next couple of weeks. You can always catch that at wnem.com/weather, and there's some tabs there you can check out and get more updates on your weather, but also that foliage. And again, we're seeing some high stress in Michigan, and then all the way through the northeast portions of the country, seeing that high stress, and that's because we've been in drought as we've gotten through the last really 2-3 months and have continued to see that drought increase. So if we continue to see that trend, we may see leaves fall a little bit earlier, you may see some change in color a little bit earlier. I know there's some areas, especially as you head towards the north, that you may actually get some leaves already changing color. So Obviously, not what we want to see. We want to see some rain today. Again, will help a little bit. I don't think it's going to obviously get rid of the drought, but it's nice to see some rain. Now, in terms of temperatures, because obviously we're dropping our daily highs, we have a cold front, we have some colder air that's moving in, we're actually going to see lows start to drop once again, and that starts tonight with lows in the lower 40s, so should be warm enough to avoid any kind of frost, but still on the cooler side with Houghton Lake at 41, you have West Branch at 43, Gladwin also at 43, Standish 46, definitely getting a little bit warmer as you move to the south-southeast. As we get through tonight, you'll have 50 in Bay City, Saginaw, Flint, and then Owasso, Lapeer, Sandusky also sitting at 50. And we continue to cool off here over the next couple of nights. We'll stay in the 40s. I think there could be a chance of some frost as we head into the weekend, especially in our northern cities. What we saw this previous weekend and then maybe what we see into this next weekend is a majority of the region will be in the lower 40s, but if you're going to be up north, you may end up getting into those mid-30s. That maybe drops a little bit farther, and that's where we could see some of those frost advisories get issued as we head into maybe Saturday night and Sunday night. So obviously we'll keep an eye on it here over the next couple of days, but definitely something we'll just have to keep an eye on as we get closer. Now, as we move into Thursday afternoon, highs, they will be back into the 60s. So definitely on the cooler side, even a few 50s to the north. West Branch could just warm up just enough to be at 62, but Houghton Lake, Roscommon County, definitely in those upper 50s, 59 at Houghton Lake. And again, you just warm up just a little bit more down to the south. I think if you do see some sun, maybe cloud cover struggles tomorrow, we could get a little bit warmer. That'll be the one thing that we'll just obviously have to see how things play out. But you get a little bit more sunshine, you may get a little bit more higher temperatures as we get through our Thursday. Now, looking at our wind gust trend for tomorrow, does show winds are going to pick up into the afternoon. So if you're someone that doesn't like the windy days, I know we have a few people that we got here that you could see some breezier conditions, you're definitely going to get that. Winds up to 20 to 25 miles per hour from the west-southwest. And that's just going to be another breezy day. And again, that's just because we have that little pressure system sitting there to the north. You have that cold front that's still pretty close to us. It's going to be past, but it's enough that you're definitely going to see some of those wind gusts through our Thursday afternoon. There's no drought. We've had drought for the last couple of weeks. I can actually pull it up for you, and you can see the drought monitor. Let's pull that up if you say there's no drought. Maybe where you live there's no drought and that you're lucky, but we look at our drought monitor here and what we see is we actually have severe drought through many of our counties. So, I mean, I'm not quite sure why you're saying there's no drought, because there definitely is drought here on our drought monitor. Hopefully this rain today gets there, but we definitely have some drought there, so I don't know what you're really trying to get at here. You might be lucky that you avoided that drought, but some areas have not been that lucky to avoid that drought. So I don't know what you're talking about. We take a look at your highs for today. We're back into the lower 60s all the way, or for Friday, we're back into the lower 60s all the way into the upper 60s. Flint 68, Lapeer 68. You have Sandusky at 69. So a very similar pattern to what we have for today, and that's going to be a little bit warmer to the south, a little bit cooler to the north. You have 60 in Houghton Lake, West Branch at 62. You have Clare at 64. Now, once again, we take a look at our hour-by-hour forecast. What we see is that rain's going to continue to shift to the east. By about 5 p.m., the sort of most consistent rainfall is sitting through Standish into Bay City. It may try to break apart just a little bit, but for the most part, models have continued to show that this will hold together as it moves east, getting into really Tuscola, Huron, and Sanilac counties through about 8 p.m. and even Flint and Lapeer still holding on to that rain chance as we get through about sunset. After that, we look to dry off. There could still be some rain out to the east, Sandusky, Lapeer, like just some light to moderate rainfall. It's nothing too heavy, but it's enough that you're definitely going to be seeing some rain. Then as we move through Thursday, it actually looks to be on the drier side. You'll have, again, some sun in the morning, some light cloud cover wanting to build right around midday, and it'll just be in and out for a majority of our Thursday. It's coming into Friday that we look to have another rain chance that moves itself in. This will be early in the morning right now. Now, models can be a little bit different from here to there. We'll see how things play out. I think timing is going to be something that could change, but by about 4 to 5 a.m., according to this model, that's when we have our best rain chance on Friday. So for anyone that's going to be going out for your Friday Night Lights, obviously second week of high school football, you probably won't be having to fight the rain as we get through our afternoon. But in the morning, definitely going to have to be maybe dealing with some of that rain as you're heading off to school or work or just whatever you might be doing on a Friday morning. And again, it is showing by the afternoon we should be dry and actually may see some sun before sunset. Now, I did have a question about temperatures and why we're getting so cold. And I think the biggest thing is we have this area of colder air that's up to the north that is moving south over the last couple days. It's associated with a low pressure system. It's associated with a cold front that's going to continue to move south as we get through Friday into Saturday. And we can see we're not the only areas that have that colder air. It's really all the way out from North and South Dakota through all of the Great Lakes states through Saturday. But again, there is a little bit of a warm up on the way. As we get through Monday, that warm air is going to start to push itself in from the south, and that's going to give us temperatures back into the 70s as we get to the end of next week. So that's a good sign. Anyone that's not wanting that sort of early fall, you're definitely getting a little bit better as we get through really mid next week. And we see that here on your 7-day forecast. You got 70s for today, down to the 60s for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Monday might be one of those days that gets close as we head through the weekend. You may end up getting to the 70s. It's still a little bit far out for models. That cold air could push out a little bit earlier, and then we could see 70s on Monday. It does look like we'll get back to the 70s on Tuesday. And again, rain chances for the next couple of days. It's today, early in the morning tomorrow, and then we're going to see that morning rain chance on Friday. There are 10% on the weekend. I think it's a pretty small chance. It's going to be mostly if there is a chance of rain, maybe some lake effect rain chances coming off the bay and coming off of Lake Michigan. I think the questions for those, especially if they come off Lake Michigan, is do they reach us as we get through our afternoons and through our days on the weekend? It won't be anything that ruins your day. So if you have plans for Saturday and Sunday, don't cancel them because you see a 10% rain chance. If you do see anything, it's going to be a quick sprinkle and should be out of there in no time with that rain chance. And then again, by Monday and Tuesday, we look to see some higher pressure build itself in. That's going to give us drier conditions, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. So I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. I don't have any more comments to answer. As always, you can head over to our website, WNEM.com. You can check out our YouTube pages at WNEM TV5 News. There you can watch replay. Maybe you're going to check this out later in the day just to see how things are playing out. You can also head over to our website at WNEM.com/live streams to catch more content from WNEM TV5. We have our newscast over there. You can catch us on Roku and Apple TV. You can catch us everywhere on pretty much all platforms. So I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. We are going to end it real quickly on our Sky Tracker. Just another look to see where that rain is falling in. And again, most consistent rain is moving just towards Midland right now, then north of the bay. So hopefully we can continue to see this rain and just get on with our day. Hopefully it doesn't ruin anyone's plans that you have for your afternoon.
Thank you for joining us. Today's stream has been brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.